Hi everyone, welcome to our Shopstory video. Today we want to show you how to build your first flow, show you our UI, and also discuss what you can do with our software.
Hi, I'm Christian. I'm part of the marketing team. And together with Anna, we're gonna showcase you our software, build a flow together, and let's kick things off, I guess. Okay, cool. So now that we know who you are, who I am, I'm super excited to see how the software looks. So maybe you can give us a quick showcase over the UI and
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get into our app. So this is our first page that you see. This is our dashboard. It's called My Flows. Here you can see our AI assistant, which I will discuss in a bit later. Then you can see our My Flow section. These are all the flows that are currently live, you're working on, you've had live before. This is everything that you're working on, and this is probably the most interesting part of our software. Then you can go to our AI assistant. This is the bigger screen where you can chat with our AI assistant a lot and ask them questions and what flows you can use, but we will do this a little bit later. Then you can go to our explore section. It's loading a bit. All right. So here you can see all the flows that Shopstory provides you. These are flows that we have actually tested and that you can just try and use. I will show you later how this works. You can also filter them, but we will get back to this later. Then in the My Apps section, you can see all the apps that we have currently on board. You can see that Slack, Google Ads, Google Merchant Center, and further. And you can connect them either like this. Then you can see what this will allow Shopstory to do in this app. Like you can authorize and then you can just log in. There's different ways of logging in, but we can go over them in other videos to help you log in more efficiently and easily.
This looks super easy.
Yeah, super easy.
It's just one click basically, right?
Yeah. Actually here it really is just one click and logging in with your Google account. It's super easy.
Amazing.
And it's the same for everything.
Amazing, yeah.
Then let's go back to our My Flow section to look more deeper into our software.
Okay, cool, yeah. Generally speaking, as a user or as someone who's logging into the software for the first time, how would I actually start creating a flow now?
Well, let's look at it. This is the button that you need, Create Flow. If you click on it, it gives you an option to give the flow a name. I will just call it Shopstory Video. Create Flow. All right, welcome to our editor. This is your flow builder that is drag and drop, which you will see in a second. And every flow in our workspaces starts with a trigger. This is really important to set. So first you have different options. You have once per day, every 1 or 2 hours, weekly, monthly, or on specific dates. And then I will just take weekly. And here you can also choose more. You can say on Mondays or on Wednesday. I want it on Wednesday, and I want it every second week only.
So just that everyone understands. The trigger basically means that you basically set the time when your flow is going to be executed, right?
Exactly. It's kind of like a timer.
Okay, cool. Understood.
Yeah.
I'm just noticing like there are at the top left, there's like 3 categories like apps, utilities, logics. Can you maybe say something about that?
So yeah, these are the apps that you can connect yourself to. We already saw this in our My App section. These are the ones that I have currently connected, and these are the ones that I don't have connected. This makes it really easy to know what you can actually do. And then if you drag this, you can then choose the action. Well, let's keep going to the utilities. So our utilities are different. You can use them to filter your data. You can use it to find data, limit rows. So that means maybe I only want the first 3 rows from my data table, and this gives you the option to do it. And then there's logic. For this we have conditions. If conditions, I don't know if that says something to you, but it basically means you give a condition, and if it's true, then something happens, and if it's false, then something else might happen or nothing happens. Okay. An iteration just means that it goes over each row of your data set and performs the actions within the iteration.
Cool, makes sense, yeah. Understood.
Perfect. And let's start building our flow. So as you can see, I already dropped in our Google Ads action. And with that, I want to get a report. So I want to get a campaign report. Yeah, so you pick a campaign report and then you can put some settings. So you have the metrics period, and you can either choose from to or date constant. And from to basically means that you can set specific dates, like for example, the 1st of January until the 31st of January. But we're gonna choose date constant. This is probably the thing that you use the most because it's flexible. So I can say, I want the last 30 days. And this just means that every single time the flow is executed, it will take my data from the last 30 days. So even if it executes in 5 months, it will still take the last 30 days from 5 months on. Yeah. And then I just leave it like that because I want both channel types. We have search and PMAX currently. Yeah. So we have our campaign report. Now we want to say, what can we do with it? So we can use an iteration, and here we have to put a data source. So this is our data source. This is our autocomplete, by the way. So here you can see all the operators that we offer. If you click here, you have way more operators. There's math operators, list operators, object creations. And here you always have a little bit of a description, an example on how to use them. And that makes it easier to use them. But right now we want the data source. So here you can see the campaigns report, and we will give it a nice name. Iterate over campaigns. This really helps to keep track of your data sources because it tells you exactly what you have inside your iteration.
Makes sense, yeah.
And then we keep going with the condition. So here we say our iteration over our campaign and our clicks, so metrics, and then we look for clicks, have to be larger than what you think should be a good number of clicks.
Let's take whatever number, I don't know.
Let's take 10, yeah?
10 sounds good.
And then we also want to check for our costs. So we say...
Cost per click, right?
Yeah, for example. So we say, okay, our metrics, average CPC, has to be lower than, let's say, €2. Yeah, so this is our condition. You can also give that a fancy name. Condition, if campaign is good. So we're trying to find campaigns that have more than 10 clicks and a CPC below €2, a cost per click. This means this is a good campaign in our report now. So if that is true, what do we want? We want to get a notification that tells me, I will just put in my channel, you can put in yours. It tells me, hey, so with string concat, you basically create a text. It tells me, hi, your campaign
is performing good.
Exactly. So I need to take the iteration and the campaign name because I want to know which campaign, of course. Yeah. Is performing well and has over 10 clicks and less than 2 CPC. Exactly. So this is the message I will get if this is true.
For the users, we're basically assuming now that the user has Slack, right? But
of course.
If I'm not using Slack, would there be any other way that I'm getting notified? Or?
Of course. So you can also use mail. I don't have that connected right now.
Yeah.
But it's just put in your email name. I will put in mine for now, just to show you. And then you can just copy. Usually our pre-made flows always should have both options, and you can just delete the one that you don't need, and then you just delete this one if you want to use email.
Cool, yeah, so I can get like a Slack message or whatever, but also send an email to myself.
Exactly,
awesome, yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Then it's really important to save. And actually, I will delete this now because I don't have it connected. So now we've saved the flow. As you can see, it's saved. And now we're gonna zoom out and I will show you a little bit of a walkthrough on how the flow looks. So we have our weekly trigger. As you know, it's Wednesday every second week. Then we have our campaigns report, and then we iterate over each row of our campaigns report. And then we check if the clicks are over 10 and if the CPC is below 2. And then if that's true, it will send me a message notifying me, hey, your campaign is performing well. And then I can decide on, I don't know, increasing the budget or do something else with that information. So now that we've done it, we could set it live. This is only for testing purposes, so we won't do that. But this is where you set it live, and this is how you can actually test it with executing it manually right away.
Awesome, yeah. It's really crazy how fast it was actually, like also super easy and intuitive with the drag and drop. Also, if you think about it, like usually a flow, or let's say like a working process you do manually normally, the same. You would check a campaign, you would log into Google Ads, for example, right? You would filter for the campaign, then you check it manually and whatnot. And this basically automates this whole process, right? I don't have to look into my campaigns anymore, right?
Yeah, that's
saving
true.
so much time for me. It's crazy, yeah?
Yeah, for sure, for
Cool.
sure.
And so easy and intuitive. Okay, so yeah, it was a really cool showcase. Just one minor thing maybe. Let's assume I had a really bad day, right? And as easy as this looked, creating a flow, right? Easy, intuitive, fast. Maybe I have a really bad day, or I'm super lazy on that specific day. Is there an easier way for me to basically get my flow going, or is there like a resource or someone that can help me creating a flow?
Of course. So we have our explore section.
Mm-hmm.
This makes it super easy to find flows for your problems.
And you can also filter, right? As
Yes.
I can see.
So for example, I'm only interested in SEA topics, so search engine advertising. Then these are all the flows that are mainly targeting that. Obviously, they might also target other areas. I can also filter for example, SEO and SEA. So this will give me both. Well, let's filter for SEA. And here you can see quite a lot of flows that have already been tested and prepped by our team.
Super cool, yeah.
For example, you can, let's see what flow I can show you best. So let's do this one maybe. So this flow shows you that it is with Google Ads, Sheets, and Slack. And it basically pulls the best performing keywords to a sheet. And this will always have a little description of what the flow does, so it's easier for you to understand what this flow is about. And if you want to try it, you just click on try this flow. You can see it copying.
So the flow gets copied into my workspace.
Exactly. So now you will find this flow in my flows.
Okay, cool.
And this is, you can see it's already built. I mean, this is just incredible.
So it's not breaking the flow, because I'm a noob, right? I don't know what I'm doing, and if I adjust this flow now, I won't break the flow that is existing in the library.
No.
I will always just iterate or adjust the flow that I just created a copy of inside my workflow.
Exactly.
Inside my workspace, right?
This is also indicated by this part in the name,
Okay,
copied
yeah.
from library.
Yeah, you're right.
You can remove this,
Cool.
of course, but this will always tell you, hey, I'm not doing anything wrong. I can't destroy anything.
Makes sense, yeah.
So maybe let's go over this flow and just quickly check where we have to still edit some things. So if we have our weekly trigger, I want to change it maybe to daily. And then we have our keywords report. Here it says last week, Monday, Sunday. I don't want this. I want for the last 7 days. And here I just see, okay, it's just enabled keywords. And then I can filter. So here in this case, the filter is for conversions over 1. I will just leave this, but you can of course adjust this to, I don't know, more numbers or take a different metric.
Yeah.
Of course, this actually is supposed to already have values in another spreadsheet. We're just gonna delete this for now because we don't have any values in our spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And we're gonna iterate over it, and then we need to add our sheet title. So let me just quickly do this and show you how you can do this. So I have a spreadsheet here, and here in our URL, you can find the spreadsheet ID. I will just insert this here. And it's called test 1 in our sheet. So this is test 1. Perfect. And then this will just send me a Slack message that this has been completed. And this is basically it. This is all I have to do to make the flow work. So I will just save this now. And yeah, so this is obviously where you set it live again and where you can execute it.
Wow, so it saved me even more time, right?
Exactly, it was
I
really
didn't
quick.
even have to build it myself. Nice.
Yeah, super quick.
Wonderful day, yeah?
Yeah.
So, cool. But you also mentioned something like an AI assistant, right? So what's the AI assistant supposed to do? Like, I don't even have to look it up in the library anymore, or
No.
What's the point of it?
So the AI assistant, let me show you quickly. So this is our AI assistant.
Yeah.
And here you can basically tell him, hey, I have this problem. I don't know how to solve it.
I have a lot of problems. Yeah.
What is a problem that you can think of?
Campaign reporting across multiple channels, for example, like a multi-channel or cross-channel campaign report, or like handling ads on both Google Ads and Meta, you know, and then like tracking conversions there, or like coming up with a solution where I get insights on which platform performs better, right? That would be great.
Meta, I don't know how to do it. Oh.
Yeah, I think this is especially like a use case that a lot of agencies have, because agencies, if we think about it, or like even someone who works for an online shop, right? He can work for an online shop that has like hundreds of thousands of products, and let's say they also have hundreds of thousands campaigns. It can be really a mess to report on them, right? But if you just can automate this whole process across multiple platforms, even like here, I mean, apparently it works, or he suggests a flow, right?
Yeah.
That connects Meta and Google Ads and
Exactly.
creates a report for us, I guess.
So maybe let's just see how this flow works. So you can obviously always ask your own questions, but it will return you some prompts that you can use to get more in depth into the flow. So now let's wait. It's always thinking a bit, but this is a good sign. This means that it's actually doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, from the looks of it, it looks a little bit like what we know already from ChatGPT and stuff, right? So you're having like a natural conversation with the AI.
Exactly.
Super cool, yeah.
So here you can see this explains you the flow a little bit more in depth. And here you can see, okay, this is what it does. This is the description that you can also find in our explore section. And then maybe I want to know, I want to have a different schedule. I don't know how to do this. I've never built the flow. So you can just ask how I can adjust the schedule for this flow. And it's supposed to tell you how you do it. And also if you have a problem that's not covered yet, then you can request it, which I will show you in a second too. Because this is really nice, because obviously we're not magicians. We don't know any problem you have. And that's really cool, because this way you can get in touch with us and actually tell us, hey, this problem is not covered yet, and we can actually make it work for you.
But it's such an easy and nice, intuitive way to do it, actually, because I can just explain my problems to the AI assistant. He will suggest me flows. What happens if you click on try that flow,
Let me
for
show
example?
you. So it does the same thing again. It copies the flow again. So here's the flow. It's basically just getting these reports and adding it to a sheet.
Weekly,
Exactly. And here it also says copied from library. This means you cannot destroy anything.
Yeah.
And on the right hand side, which is really nice, you can still see your conversation with our AI assistant.
So you can go on, basically.
Exactly. So I can still ask which time frame is best for my Google Ads report. And then while I'm reading this, I can edit this, which is really nice because it gives you instructions, in this case, for example, how to change your schedule trigger. Yeah.
That's amazing,
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, you can see it gave me a suggestion, last 7 days, last 30 days, which is really, really nice. And you can just work on your flow while having your assistant right hand side. This is obviously also possible if you didn't copy a flow or try a flow from the AI assistant. There's an icon here, let me show you. This icon is always for the AI assistant, so I can
Okay.
open this up in any type of flow builder situation that I am and ask questions.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. So nice. So we've seen the flow builder, right?
Yes.
Flow builder, nice and easy to use, drag and drop. We've seen the flow library, where
Yes.
I can basically explore existing flows, adjust them, reuse them, adjust them to my needs. But even if I'm too lazy for looking up existing flows, then I have the AI assistant that does everything for me, I guess.
Exactly.
So I don't even have to build, I don't have to search for stuff. Will just do all the magic for me, and I'm just leaning back and everything's automated, right?
That's true, yeah. And as I said, if you want to get in touch with us with specific problems that you can't find, you can always request it. So you just put in a title and a description, and we will get in touch with you and ask you more questions and try to find a solution together. This really is nice because it customizes your experience really well. And obviously the same with apps too. You can always request an app and just tell us why you would like or what you would like to do with it. And this really helps us also to be more in contact with you and also to do what you guys want actually.
Yeah, nice. It's a cool showcase.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
I have to say now that I saw it again, I'm sold. I'm a marketer. I want to get my marketing tasks automated ASAP, I guess. So I'm sold. Get Shopstory now. And yeah, this is really how fast it was to create your first flow with Shopstory, but also how easy it is to connect your apps or software that you use. And yes, that's it.
Thank you for listening, and I hope we hear from you again.
Ciao.
Bye.